Hello, white people. Happy Mother's Day, everybody. I'm making this video in Southwest Ohio where I live, and the weather here is beautiful and sunny. The skies were blue for a while, but the sun's bitches were spraying, and so now it's all hazy and gross, but not the whole sky, half of it. But it's Mother's Day, and we were very blessed that it wasn't freezing cold or ridiculously hot. And traditionally we'd plant out here, or the saying is you plant at Mother's Day or right after Mother's Day. But since Mother's Day came so early this year, I won't be planting until probably June 1st. The weather is weird and the seasons are weird and things just don't seem to line up quite correctly. Things are not, usually every year you can count on everything happening about the same time. You can count on spring coming in, you can count on the snow falling, you can count on all kinds of things, but this year it seemed like everything was off. But anyway, since it's Mother's Day, I thought I'd talk a little bit about what it's like to be a mom. Now, I don't have any more children at home, and I only have one biological living child, though I did have many children in my house when I was parenting, I guess you could say. And I would try all these young people that didn't have good parents, I would try to help them. And I'll tell you something, it doesn't work. You're wasting your time. Now, I've had these young people come back to tell me that when they've had challenges in their life, they do say, they tell me, this really surprised me, they'd say, what would Susie do? That's what they would ask themselves. And I think that's great, but I don't really think I helped them that much in their life. And there's several young people that I helped, or tried to help. And when I was a full-time mom, parent, I kept a really neat house. I kept a really rigid schedule. I just tried to make sure everything was a perfect utopia. And then I worked like a dog at a job. Even though I probably didn't need to have a job, but I had a job because, I got brainwashed into thinking that I need to produce, and I need to, even though being a mom, you are producing, you are a productive member of the family, that I had to also be an income earner, which I think harms the family, but that's another conversation right there. But if anybody wants to know what it's like to be a mom, it's like you got all these plates spinning, and you just feel frazzled most of the time because the plates are spinning, they're still moving, but they're teetering as well, and you feel like they're going to fall off their stick any second, and you're just rushing around each plate to keep it going, keep the momentum going. But I have good news for those young moms out there. When you become an empty nester is a lot longer than being a parent, and I miss so much having my son at home and all those children in the house so much. But also I treasure my time that I don't have to dust, I don't have to do the laundry, I can let shit pile up. It doesn't make a difference because I don't have to be a good example for anybody anymore, and it's terrific. So once you get through this hard part, it will get easy. It will be so easy when they turn about, I don't know, my son left when he was 20, and it's not like he wanted to leave the nest at 20. I made him leave the nest at 20, and the lie that I used, because you can't be honest with children, come on. I told him that, and I was working for myself, and I told him that I didn't have any money to pay the mortgage, so I needed to rent out his room, and he was going to have to start paying rent. And it's not like he wasn't being a good kid or anything. He was working full-time. He was going to school full-time. He was getting A's and B's in his classes. And when you're dealing with a smart kid, you really have to be hard on them. You have to be so hard on them to the point where they're just crying almost. But because they'll be lazy. When they're smart kids, everything comes to them so easy, and it's a disservice to them if you allow them to have everything easy. It has to be hard because life is hard, and once they leave the nest, it gets harder. So my mentality or whatever was, I wanted my son to be a productive member of society, and so I thought about how my life was when I was growing up. How easy mine wasn't like super easy. It's not like I got away with stuff that young people get away with. I still had to work, but I still was spoiled at the same time. Whenever I asked for anything, I got just about everything I wanted. And I think that's a disservice to young people to do that. They need to be able to earn it. There's so much pride and it's good for your mental health. That's why I think a lot of young people will have mental health problems because they don't have to earn anything. They're given too much. But anyway, so being a mom, plates spinning, that's what it feels like. Plates are spinning, they're teetering, they're about to fall off. And then there's people out there who lost their mother. And I almost lost my mother, and it's been almost a year since she got her diagnosis. I think it was June of 2021. And that was very difficult to find out that my mother may not survive. And I truly appreciate everybody who prayed for her, who gave me support, supportive words, supportive emails, phone calls, everything. I feel so blessed. I feel like I have more than I deserve. I really do. And I can only imagine what people are going through today who've lost their mother, especially if they're really close to their mom. And I just want to give you a big internet hug, hold you up in love and support, just as I've been held up in love and support. All right, white people. Well, that's it for today. Thank you so much for listening. Happy Mother's Day, everybody. I look forward to your thoughts below.